Hello legendaries and welcome back. So with the release of the new Pokemon Snap, I thought it would be the perfect time to go through one of my old video ideas that I've just been keeping on the back burner regarding Pokemon Snap and its cut content. That's right, Pokemon Snap has some cut content that you might not know about, and you can actually find some of these files still in the game's data. We'll get to that in just a second though. What I want to say first, though, is that I'm so excited for the new Pokemon Snap. I'm definitely going to grab it at the store. I have been waiting since 1999 when the first one came out. It was my first game on my first home console, the Nintendo 64, and I immediately fell in love with this game as a kid. And I've been waiting for a sequel, again, since 1999 when I played the first one. Awesome game. Check out the 64 version, and I highly recommend checking out the new one. Anyway, so let's get into this cut content that you might know about from Dr. Lava or some others. So anyway, the way the story goes is that if you look into the game's data, you will find some lost or unused audio files that were composed by the original composer for Pokemon Snap. I apologize if I'm butchering this name, Ikuko Momori. So anyway, these files contain some unused, tracks, as I said. So anyway, a couple of these files are audio tracks for an unused or unfinished map known as Fantastic Horror, or that's what we've come to know it as because that's what these tracks are titled as. The first one is titled as Fantastic Horror, then the other one is Theme of the Horror Boss, which is kind of weird. As Dr. Lava stated in his video, I definitely recommend checking that out. And if you don't know who Dr. Lava is and you're part of the Pokemon community, you really need to check out that amazing content that Dr. Lava produces. One of my favorite YouTubers and Pokemon bloggers. Anyway, so as Dr. Lava says, other than like Mew in the final stage, Rainbow Cloud, we really don't have any sort of bosses in the game. So anyway, years ago, I found this on the internet, stumbled across it, and thought it was super cool. And I kind of had my own take on this that I really wanted to share with you guys today. So anyway, the reason that it was cut, the map, is unknown. But what a lot of people say is it's because they did not have enough ghost Pokemon to use, because you got to remember this was for Gen 1, so at the time we only had Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar for ghost Pokemon. But I still feel like there was a lot that could have been done with this stage, so here is my little dreamscape, if you will, of what I think should have or could have been done with this. So, what I would picture is, obviously, you include Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar like you'd expect. But also, I think it'd be super cool if you included Zubat, because, a lot of times you find bats in old abandoned buildings or whatever, dark places, along with Golbat. Rattata and Raticate, same kind of reasoning to go along with Zubat and Golbat. You find rats in old abandoned places, Cubone. Now, I think this would be cool if you see Cubone throughout, kind of like in the power plant, you see Electabuzz just wandering throughout. But I think it'd be super cool if Cubone was wandering throughout this stage, which is sort of like a haunted mansion, haunted house, kind of like the episode with Pokemon Tower from the original Indigo League anime. But anyway, Cubone would be wandering around looking for its mother, which is a reference to red, blue, and yellow versions. If you've played the Pokemon Tower part, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like an iconic part of the Pokemon games. And then maybe even we'd have I don't know, maybe Meowth and Persian lurking around in the shadows as well. They may have even been able to get away with adding Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam somewhere into this mix just because, with their psychic abilities, I think they almost fit in here. Maybe Mr. Mime to go with the clown horror kind of theme that you sometimes see. And finally, now notice that there was another track, not just the Fantastic Horror track. The Fantastic Horror theme would play throughout until you get to the boss, which what I would imagine is that again, it's an old abandoned building or haunted house, whatever, and there would be the 3 original ghost Pokemon wandering all over the place. But then, eventually, you would be led to a destroyed laboratory in the basement. And this destroyed laboratory would have the lights flickering, it'd be super spooky, and that's when the boss theme would sort of play. And then Mewtwo would emerge, maybe from a glass container or something. And eventually Mewtwo would notice you, but first he or she, it's it's a legendary Pokemon, but Mewtwo wouldn't notice you and would just start destroying things because, again, that's what it did in the first movie. But eventually Mewtwo would spot you and start firing energy balls at you, and trying to attack you. And that would be when the return capsule, whatever thing would appear, the thing that you always go through at the end of the stages. And you would snap some last pictures of Mewtwo, maybe using Shadow Ball or something. And then finally you would leave the level. Now, I just think this would be super cool. I mean, I think it's such a bummer that this spooky level was not included in the original games. And those are my thoughts. Again, this is all just me dreaming away here, coming up with some fun ideas. Let me know in the comments of this video what you think, if you have any cool ideas to contribute. Now, notice I only included Gen 1 Pokemon, not because I'm a Gen 1er. Gen 1 is not my favorite generation, though I do love it. But I included that because... You probably just heard my air freshener going off. I included that because when this game was released, there was only Gen 1 at the time, right? So I'm trying to stay in the game's original parameters. It'll be interesting to see. I haven't played Snap 2 yet. I haven't picked it up yet, but it'll be interesting to see if they try to reincorporate this spooky idea into the new game. But let me know in the comments what you think would be cool. And now, last but not least, I will leave you with both tracks of audio. I hope you enjoy. Hope you're having a spooky, legendary day. And stay elusive, my friends. Just like the cut level. Abandoned, or not abandoned, wow. Fantastic horror.